Snow, ice, wind, and rain. The storm bringing it all. I'll take you through this three-part nor'easter.
The long winter testing salt supplies.
We're stuck. Everyone's running the same problem.
Who is running low as the season drags on?
Facing justice fast. The surprise trial date for the Boston Marathon bombing suspect, and why his attorneys say they need a lot more time.
And he's been the face of the Red Sox greatest rival for decades. Derick Jeter announces his farewell to the game.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
Here in New England, we have our eye on the storm, and crews are getting ready. These are trucks loading up at the giant salt pile in Chelsea. They're picking up supplies that they'll be using to keep the roads clear and to keep drivers safe.
Meanwhile, travelers certainly worried that they might get stuck. Logan Airport already seeing dozens of flight cancellations.
Right now, the storm system is pounding the south with freezing rain and ice. Check out this traffic jam in Wake County, North Carolina. A storm already causing hundreds of thousands of power outages. No way around it. We are definitely going to see a messy mix. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. Some of us will get up to a foot of snow, others a lot of rain. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher's here now to break it all down for us. Eric.
And there, Jack, Lisa. Good evening, everybody. Here's what we're looking at. A pretty large storm system as it is right now. Snow from D.C. down through Atlanta. They're dealing with ice and thunderstorms, even tornado warnings down into Florida. So lots of folks all talking about the weather this evening. And this comes in a few phases for us. So here's a look at the timeline to hopefully get you in a good spot to plan your day. Between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., we've got widespread steady snow on the south coast and toward the Cape and the Islands. Any snow should be very quick. It'll change over to rain pretty quickly there. And 1 to 2 inch per hour rates for some locations, especially just to the south of the Mass Pike. Then we get toward midday, lunchtime, and through the afternoon. This mixed line is moving off to the west. This brings in some sleet pellets. It brings in a little bit of freezing rain. The pure snow retreats Worcester, north and west, and into southern New Hampshire. And the northeast winds are really starting to howl. Now near the coast, we're gusting over 50 miles per hour. And then another part of this, as we head through the overnight, a bit of a lull, and then after midnight, we get the back edge of the storm. This brings another burst, especially in northern Worcester County and into New Hampshire. A little more accumulation here, and still gusty. And this storm different because those gusty winds aren't just at the coast, they're inland as well. So here's a look at the snow totals, anywhere from just about an inch on Nantucket to Chatham to 3 to 6 on the South Shore. And in Boston, not a major snowstorm in the city itself, 6 to 10 in Metro West, and then you've got 10 to 16, the highest end of this around the Monadnock region, some of the higher hilltops of Worcester County. So you've got a lot going on here. It's going to be all about location, very different impact depending on exactly where you live. Lisa, Jack?
Eric, I know you touched on it, I think, just a second ago, but it's not just the rain and the snow that you're watching with this storm.
No, certainly not. We're talking about winds and coastal impact. And of course, we've got a big nor'easter coming up the coast. Everyone wants to know about the tide cycles and where this is going to end up. Well, fortunately for us this time, astronomically, the tides are low. So minor splashover and flooding possible at the 10 to 11 o'clock high tide on Thursday night. The seas will be rough, 12 to 17 feet. And those onshore wind gusts, again, over 50. And when you get to that threshold, you're talking about some scattered outages. And again, with the inland impacts with the wind, if you got wet snow and some ice clinging to some limbs, that could cause some scattered outages. And at least in Jack, we haven't dealt with that much in the past few storms. Wind hasn't been a big factor.
All right, a lot to watch with this one, Eric. We'll talk to you in just a bit, too. In Georgia, it seems people listened to the warnings and they stayed home as the snow and the ice hit there. Very few drivers on the road. Unfortunately, not the case in North Carolina. Take a look at this. The roads are a mess. At least 2 highways have been shut down. And even as conditions improve, some drivers are simply abandoning their cars.
Well, here in Massachusetts, when the state plow trucks, salters, and sanders hit the road tomorrow, they will be well stocked. But some private snow clearing crews are having some trouble getting salt. Ken McLeod has been looking into that for us tonight, and Ken is live in Woburn.
Well, Jack, this is a landscape supply company that spends part of its winters supplying basically private plowing outfits, you know, the kind of guys who clear store parking lots and such. As a matter of fact, you can see a couple of them being loaded right here and now. But the talk of this business these days is the stuff that's in that front-end loader right there, pure road salt. It is so hard to get now that workers here jokingly refer to it as pure gold. They've got all sorts of mulch at Landscape Express, mountains of it. but the salt barn is almost empty.
It's sitting here right now. We've got it blocked right now. Nobody can get it.
Indeed, private contractors like Ryan Wickman, who normally load up here before a storm, instead got some bad news.
Came to buy some road salt, and we are all out. So now what do I do?
Despite what it may look like at Eastern Salt's Chelsea Depot, a wretched winter nationwide and corresponding salt demand have triggered a spot shortage and a pecking order.
We're stuck. Everyone's running the same problem, no salt. State, cities have first dibs on it. Places like us are last on the list.
And when suppliers can't get it, private plowers like Steve Schumacher can't get it either. Instead, he settles for a 6-to-1 sand to salt mix aimed at stretching the scarce supply.
I've been doing snow removal 22 years, and I've never experienced a salt shortage.
Schumacher pledges to use the mix sparingly because sand is less effective and makes a nasty mess that often needs to be swept up later.
And that's why you have to have the salt so you can get down the pavement. People aren't slipping, falling, and suing you.
That and we're out of salt.
But lo and behold, just as office staffers grew tired of delivering the bad news, a semi-surprise shipment of salt showed up, which, with any luck, might last till noon tomorrow.
It's gold. It's gold.
Unfortunately, only 20 tons of gold, though, so it won't last very long. You know, the folks here tell me that they sort of cashed in a few favors just to get this delivery, but they hope a whole cargo ship will arrive by the time the next storm gets here. Live in Woburn tonight, Ken McLeod, WBZ News. Lisa, back to you.
And we know there will be another one. All right, Ken, thanks. You know, the storm isn't even here yet, but the airlines are already canceling flights. Just take a look at the departures and arrivals boards. Many travelers are trying to change their reservations to get out ahead of the storm, but that's not an option for everyone. And with school vacation week starting Friday afternoon, well, the whole situation just gets more complicated.
And there is nothing, no standby. The standby list's full. Everything's full. I go from airline to airline and nothing because they're all canceling.
And people just want to escape. Massport's also warning about a shortage of parking spots. So if you are heading to the airport, it might be best to leave your car at home. A few school systems have started adjusting their schedules for tomorrow. You can see those on our website, cbsboston.com. And our morning team is going to have the very latest on this storm as it moves in tomorrow. You can join David, Carey, Michelle, and Todd starting at 4:30 a.m.
Now at 6 o'clock, the bombing marathon suspect, now on the fast track to justice, Tsarnaev, now scheduled to go on trial this year. In fact, the judge is ordering everyone to be ready by November the 3rd. As Beth Germano tells us, that this is just fine with the people who want to see Tsarnaev punished the most.
Just get it done with and get it over with. The sooner the better. I mean, it's pretty much a cut and dry case.
Marathon bombing survivor Mark Fukuriel anxious for the trial against Johar Tsarnaev to get underway as defense attorneys seek a delay. He spent 100 days in the hospital, lost his right leg when the bombs went off at the marathon finish line. If there's a conviction down the line, he favors the death penalty.
If you could see what's below my on the other side of my pants, the way I was burned and dismembered and mangled, you know, I think there should be a little bit of that also included in what his sentence should be.
It's what the government is seeking against the 20-year-old who faces a 30-count indictment for the bombings that killed 3 people and injured hundreds more. But the defense claims the government has been sluggish in turning over some 2,000 pieces of evidence and can't be ready for a trial November 3rd.
The longer he's in hiatus, the more chances they have to either cop a plea or do something.
And WBZ legal analyst Harry Mannion believes discussions about a plea to avoid the death penalty will be happening, to even avoid a trial altogether. Today's legal wrangling brought MIT Police Chief John DeFava to the courthouse in memory of his officer Sean Collier, gunned down allegedly by the Tsarnaev brothers.
I just wanted to be here. It's my way of dealing with it.
Now, the trial date is a year earlier than the defense wanted, but the judge said it was realistic and fair. He told the government to hand over a list of evidence being processed by the FBI by the end of the week. The defense also has until mid-June to request a change in the location of the trial. Jack?
Okay, Beth, thank you. Meanwhile, the government will continue its investigation into the marathon bombings with a full Congressional Homeland Security Committee here in Boston. Congressman Bill Keating says the group wants to hear from survivors and first responders.
Had this happened somewhere else in the country, because of the response here in the medical community, more lives would have been lost. Yet I'm hearing from local people in the medical community that even more can be done. This is what we have to learn, and this is the importance of this hearing here in Boston.
Keating hopes to hold the hearing this spring before Marathon Monday. Coming up on WBZ News, Derick Jeter announces his retirement, the special role Boston will play in Jeter's send-off.
Destroyed after more than 100 years as a fixture in one community, the South Shore business burned, and why the timing is so bad for the store's owner.
Then coming up on Wednesday's Child, you'll be meeting Lewis tonight. This teenager has already been through a lot, but he is full of a lot of gusto and a lot of love and fun for a forever family.
And a kitchen sink storm moving our way with ice and sleet, snow and rain, and of course wind. We'll break it all down coming up after the break.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. Get 2 complete pairs for $99 or 2 pairs of no-line bifocals for $179. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you. VisionWorks.
The Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event is going on now. Buy a brand new Subaru Outback with symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard. The Outback was awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Outback, well equipped at $23,795. Don't miss the Subaru Dealers of New England Washington's birthday sales event.
It's a President's Day sale now at Paul's TV and Appliances. Save up to 80% on TVs, audio components, and accessories. 60-inch TVs, $649. Blu-ray players, $39. And Samsung Galaxy tablets free with select TVs. Paul's TV and Appliances, inside all Jordan's furniture stores.
The cold can overwhelm even the toughest amongst us. And when Courtney is sick and cold in her own home, it just breaks her mother's heart. Courtney is winning her fight with leukemia, but her mother had to quit working, and the heating bills just keep piling up. My little pal Dylan continues his fight against cancer, while his dad works 2 jobs to keep food in the fridge and oil in the tank. Lindsay's mother still struggles to keep the heat on, even though Lindsay, thank goodness, is in remission. Citgo Petroleum, the people of Venezuela, and President Maduro are once again the only oil company and the only country to answer our call to provide heating assistance to the poor. They make it possible for nonprofit Citizens Energy to deliver millions of gallons of heating oil to families in need. I'm Joe Kennedy. If you need help, call me at 1-877-JOE for oil, because no one should be left out in the cold.
There's something to be said about good leather. It lasts forever, just like my old baseball glove. And leather furniture lasts a long time, too. Right now, buy any leather living room for $14.99 or more, and you'll get 2 free tickets to see the Red Sox home opener at Fenway. Or 2 free tickets to see the Red Sox play New York at Fenway. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. The perfect leather living room and up to 48 months no-interest financing. The only tough decision will be, which game?
Attention New England, there's nothing bigger than the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event. Get our lowest $119 a month lease on a Corolla Sport with no cost maintenance included. This wicked big event ends February 17th. Toyota, let's go places.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. We accept hundreds of vision plans, including Davis Vision. And at VisionWorks, get 50% off your second pair when you use your insurance. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
Just as it was about to go out of business, a fire destroyed an antique store in Cohasset. The fire in Reflections Antiques Emporium broke out shortly after noon. You know, this building was built back in 1900. It's been an antique store for the last 2 decades, though the owner was in the process of closing the store to move on to new challenges. One thing, at least there were no reports of injury.
Aaron Hernandez's cousin is out on bail and now returning to her home state for medical care. A judge has agreed to let Tanya Singleton go back to Bristol, Connecticut. That's where she'll have breast cancer treatment. Under her original bail agreement, Singleton wasn't allowed to leave Massachusetts. Prosecutors say she helped Hernandez's right-hand man, Ernest Wallace, get to Florida after the murder of Odin Lloyd. Late next month, the MBTA is shutting down the Government Center T station for 2 years. The T announced today the date for that closure is March 22nd. The Government Center stop is getting a total renovation. A new entranceway, a new lobby, new elevators, escalators, and improved electrical systems. During the shutdown, the trains will still go through the station, but they won't be stopping.
I promise to wave. Hey, let's talk about this storm coming up. It's the winter that simply won't quit, and now a nor'easter.
Storm is bad enough, but Eric, when you describe it as a kitchen sink storm, we know it's bad.
These are the ones we don't like, because you have every little variable going on at once, and so, of course, confidence isn't as high as it is when it's a pure snowstorm. But here's our latest thinking as of this evening. Our start time between 6 and 9 a.m. tomorrow. If you live around the south coast, you get into the precipitation first. North of the Mass Pike, you're on the later end of that spectrum. The rain-snow line is going to be moving inland during the afternoon, reaching back even to Worcester, seeing some mixing, and perhaps even farther west than Worcester if things pan out. You'll get some sleet and freezing rain on top of this. And then another part of the storm, Thursday night into early Friday morning, a backlash. Basically, you've got this big mature storm. Notice the comma head shape on the satellite picture. Underneath that, another burst of snow before things wrap up. This is the situation right now. This is a radar you do not see very often. Look at the snow from Alabama through Georgia, the ice, I-20 corridor. Raleigh, you've got people abandoning their cars just like Atlanta did a couple weeks ago. Unbelievable. And then across Florida, you've got a squall line of thunderstorms and tornado warnings. So this storm is certainly coming into its own, if you will. And as we head through tomorrow, it'll be deepening right off the Chesapeake. Now, this track is not classic for snowfall here in the Boston area. It's a little too far inside. It's going to come up over the canal, essentially, Cape Cod Canal. And so we get into some of the warmer air, not a pure snowstorm. So 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I do think that this showing up on our model may end up being snowfall. So even for the Cape and the Islands, you get some snowfall. It won't last for too long, but you're into that to begin. Then as we head through the morning, that snow moves northward by 10 a.m. It's up into southern New Hampshire. And note the temperatures. You've got 20s here. So you're starting with a light and fluffy snow. It will get wetter as the day goes on. In Boston, you've got the mix line right on top of you. I think we're still snow at this point, but then it starts to creep its way off toward the west, heading into the afternoon past lunchtime. Also some thunderstorm potential here across Cape Cod and the islands. You'll be in the 40s. Nantucket is pushing 50 late tomorrow. You've got steady snow coming down here right around the Route 2 corridor into southern New Hampshire. Pretty rapid snowfall rates, so we'll be adding up quickly. And then we go into the evening. A little different phase. Temperatures are warming. The precipitation gets a little lighter for a time. Look at all the 30s on the map. This is where some sleet and freezing rain becomes an issue on top of your snow. And then finally, the last stage, the comma head, comes through on Friday. Early in the morning, I do think this is a little overdone, and that the focus of that will be in southern New Hampshire and into northern Mass. That's why you've got the biggest snowfall totals here on our map. Looks like north of Worcester toward Leominster, into southern New Hampshire, Keene, Manchester, 10 to 16 inches of snow. Metro West and just away from the water on the North Shore, you're in our 6 to 10 area. This includes Natick and Wellesley and Framingham. Boston itself, 3 to 6. A lot of that's going to be heavy and wet and very slushy after the rain. And then you move down toward the South Shore, you're looking at 3 to 6, 1 to 3 for the Cape and the Islands. But that rain brings its own issue. Over an inch of rain, watch the roofs, watch the basements, clear the drains tonight if you haven't already. Could be dealing with some flooding issues and a lot of standing water. Then we've got the wind component. Now we head through the afternoon, gusts over 60 miles per hour possible, and no inland in the evening. We're gusting over 30, at times over 40. So with some wet snowfall, could be dealing with scattered power outages. Certainly at the coast, we're at that threshold. And those winds will try to weaken as we head toward Friday morning, but still quite gusty. And then a 2 moderate on our I-scale impact for the city of Boston and down toward the Cape and the Islands, less than a half foot, but some heavy rain and those strong winds. Coastal flooding, not a big part. It's minor with this one because of the astronomical tides. A 3 high-impact storm west of Boston and into southern New Hampshire. More snow, plus some freezing rain and sleet on top. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Once this wraps up early on Friday, it's not too cold. We're actually in the upper 30s on Friday afternoon. Saturday, an ocean storm just to our east. This one looks close, but we'll go with light snow for now. Cold on Sunday and Monday. The next storm tracks through the Great Lakes. That's on Tuesday, which means we should see more rain than anything else and a thaw late next week. You can always get the latest from our weather team. We'll start tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. Barry, Todd, Danielle, myself will be with you all day and give you updates as they are warranted throughout our Thursday. Jack, Lisa, back to you.
Couldn't help but notice that everyone was smiling in that picture, which means it was taken at the beginning of the season.
That was a fall-time photo. Yep, I think we had the foliage and it was gorgeous.
That's right. You all look great. All right, thank you, Eric. So we need Steve to take our mind off this.
That's all I can say about this storm is yowie.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, take our mind off it, son.
Head for cover. That's what I'm saying. Head for cover.
Substitute
Sports. We'll start with them. They take on the Spurs tonight at the Garden. It's their final game before the All-Star break. The Green have won 4 out of the last 5 games. The question is, do we want them to keep winning? Just 3 days away from the official start of spring training, and here's the proof. Today, the Red Sox truck arrived down in Fort Myers, packed with all the supplies they'll need for their time down in Florida. The truck left Boston on Saturday. Meanwhile, Johnny Gomes did what he said he'd do. The beard is gone. He shaved with a Norelco razor for charity. The company donated $10,000 to the Travis Roy Foundation. Sox pitchers and catchers officially report for duty on Saturday, and so does our own Danny Roach. He'll have live reports all next week at spring training in Fort Myers. Big news for the Yankees. Derick Jeter has announced he'll retire after this season. The 39-year-old only played in 17 games last year because of injuries. The Yankees wrapped up their 2014 schedule at Fenway Park against the Red Sox. Hopefully, he makes it that long. And you've heard all about the big storm coming up from down south. Well, thanks to the bad weather, the Boston College basketball game tonight at Georgia Tech has been postponed until tomorrow. Beware, it's time for your Olympic update. So here's your spoiler alert. If you don't want to know, close your eyes and cover your ears for the next few seconds. A big showdown in women's hockey. Canada scored 3 times in the third period to beat the U.S. 3-2. Canada's go-ahead goal appeared to cross the goal line after the whistle blew, but the refs let it stand. Hopefully they'll meet again for the gold medal. And women's half-pipe snowboarding, American Caitlin Farrington. On the right, she won the gold medal, the 3rd gold medal of the games for the USA. On the left is Vermont's Kelly Clark, who took home the bronze. And here's your latest medal count. Norway still leads the way with 12. The U.S. is tied for 4th place with 9 medals. By the way, the skating club of Boston's Marissa Castelli and Simon Snapier finished 9th in pairs figure skating. So congratulations goes out to all those guys and gals competing over there.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
You got it.
CBS Evening News coming up in a few moments at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York right now with a preview. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Lisa. Jack, great to be with you in Boston. We're experiencing a weather emergency in the south just now, in Georgia and the Carolinas. The ice is thickening. Hundreds or even thousands of drivers are now stuck. Power lines are going down throughout the region. We're going to take you there live, and also this is the same storm that's going to be headed up the East Coast through the mid-Atlantic states all the way up to Massachusetts. We're going to talk about where the storm is headed next and show you what it's doing right now. Coming up on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
Well, that storm certainly has our attention. Thank you, Scott. Coming up next on Wednesday's Child, a snowboarding lesson with Lewis. It was his first time on the slopes, but this wonderful boy, he was amazing. We'll show you in a moment.
PBS Tonight. Don't miss an encore presentation of the blockbuster history-making Beatles special. Join your favorite stars as they perform Beatles classics, including Maroon 5, Katy Perry, Stevie Wonder, The Eurythmics, Dave Grohl, and Imagine Dragons. Plus Paul and Ringo in an exclusive interview with David Letterman. And performing together again. The Beatles, the night that changed America. CBS Tonight.
Guys, President's Day is February 17th. My birthday is the 22nd.
And my birthday, the 12th. President's Day is not a birthday.
I find it unconstitutional.
It's a sale. A giant, humongous sale. It's the Honda President's Day sales event, where you can get a great deal on a great new Honda. Check out the fun-to-drive Civic, the award-winning Accord, or lease the all-wheel drive CR-V for just $219 a month. It's a sale for the people. Don't miss the Honda President's Day sales event at your New England Honda dealers.
Love to ski but hate the drive?
Ski Bradford.
15 trails, 100% snowmaking.
Lesson for all ages.
Snack bar, rentals, large base lodge.
Ski Bradford, ski close to home.
Good is in every Blue Diamond almond. A good that comes in 25 flavors, from whole natural to wasabi and soy sauce. And once good gets going, there's no stopping it. Get your good going. Blue Diamond, snack nut of the U.S. ski team.
During the Chrysler President's Day event, we celebrate Dwight D. Eisenhower and his interstate highway system. We've taken the greater mobility that he's given us, made it as dynamic and stylish as possible, with greater comfort from sea to shining sea. Celebrate great deals at the Chrysler President's Day event. Get a low-mileage lease on 200 limited sedan for $129 a month for well-qualified lessees or $5,000 total cash allowance.
Take advantage of President's Day by electing to choose new furniture from Bernie and Phil's. Come into any showroom during our President event or shop online at BernieandPhils.com and we'll give you a discount equal to double the mass sales tax off your entire purchase. And because it's our President event, you'll also pay nothing in interest. Get great furniture, a double the mass tax discount, and free financing. The President event. It won't last long, so visit Bernie and Phil's Furniture today.
Fact, the 100% electric Nissan Leaf is more fun than ever, sees better than ever, charges faster, and will charge, cool, and heat from your phone. Fact, Leaf never needs gas, ever. Good for the world, built in America. Now, Leaf's an easier choice than ever. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Wednesday's Child, inspired by the Olympics, a 15-year-old boy decides to try his hand at snowboarding.
So I took Lewis to the Blue Hill ski area in Canton, when I discovered a sweet-natured boy who has spent most of his life in state care. The staff, though, at his group home, all love it.
I like helping people, basically, like doing the chores and stuff and cleaning around the house.
Did you say you're pretty easy to get along with, Lewis?
Oh, yeah. I'm also good with animals, too.
Since winter is everywhere this year, we decided to enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Lewis. I'm here with Jack and we're learning how to snowboard.
And doing a good job, I might add. I think you're great.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
It's my first time.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it was really fun.
How's it different than you thought it would be?
I thought I was going to be crashing. I thought I was going to be going on that big hill, but it wasn't that bad. I liked it.
Lewis is wonderful. He's loving, he is caring, he's always willing to help out, and he's very engaging.
Lewis has been in state care since he was 5 years old.
I've been through a lot, and I'm trying to get over that, and it's kind of hard, but I'm getting there. I'm going to accomplish all my goals.
If you could pick out a perfect parent or parents, what would they be?
Loving, kind, and always there for me if something goes wrong. Bye, everyone. I hope I find a family and have a great winter.
Smile. Wasn't that a cute expression?
Yes, and I can't believe how good he is for a first-time snowboarder.
He's a good athlete.
Clearly.
He's just a nice boy. Let's hope he finds his dreams, which will be a family.
Yes.
For more information on our pal Lewis, you can call the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange, 1-800-882-1176, or check out my website, jackwilliamswednesdayschild.com. A lot of success stories.
And we'll be back right after this.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with great leases and low financing on a new Honda. Visit shophonda.com or visit your local Honda dealer.
The future of Boston, healthcare. Tomorrow's cures are being discovered here.
Boston is the hub of everything when it comes to science and healthcare.
It's really, I think, the epicenter.
WBZ's Lisa Hughes explores the innovations and medical breakthroughs.
It's really cool. It's just revolutionary.
That's extremely powerful. How local researchers are sharing the treatments of tomorrow.
What we really see is a great opportunity to expand what we know.
The future of Boston, healthcare, Thursday on WBZ News at 5. Attention New England, forget everything you ever thought of as big. Because right now, the biggest thing you'll see around here is the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event. Get a lowest ever $179 a month lease on a winter-ready all-wheel drive RAV4 with no cost maintenance included. See more best ever offers at buyatoyota.com. Hurry to the Toyota Washington's Birthday Sales Event. It ends February 17th. The savings are wicked big. Toyota, let's go places.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Jessica, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
No
No gym intimidation, no lumps, unlimited fitness training. Just $10 a month. We're not a gym, we're Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness for just $5 down and $10 a month. Sale ends February 12th at midnight.
Honey, your dorm was so cute. But, well, I've got to run. Oh, yeah. Dad and I miss you so much. It's quiet around here without you. Well, we've been catching up on some sleep, eating up all those leftovers, and just trying to relax a little. Love you too. Bye, honey. No, I didn't tell her. I didn't want her to know we're having this much fun in the Daniel Webster Inn without her.
Come celebrate this President's Day weekend with Bob's Discount Furniture in honor of the grand opening of Bob's 48th, 49th, and 50th store this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Free ice cream, free candy, cookies, and gourmet coffee. Free face painting or balloon clowns each day from 11 to 3. All of it is absolutely free. You don't have to buy a thing. Learn more on mybobs.com. Of course, if you do need new furniture, you'll get the greatest furniture values ever. Bob has the lowest prices every day. No phony sales, no phony gimmick. Just quality, choice, and extreme value. Come celebrate with Bob's Discount Furniture. 50 stores strong.
During the Dodge President's Day event, we celebrate Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders' victory at San Juan Hill. To us, that's just more proof that you don't bet against American muscle, especially when it looks like this. In the face of this much power, who wouldn't surrender? Celebrate great deals at the Dodge President's Day event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Journey SE all-wheel drive for $189 a month.
Unfortunately, the storm that's moving in isn't one of the fast-moving storms. It looks like it has like a boomerang effect almost.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be deepening rapidly. Usually when storms get stronger quickly, they slow down a little bit at the same time. So here's what we're looking at snow. This is a total. This is all the way through early Friday morning. The biggest total should be north of Worcester County into southern New Hampshire. You get into the city of Boston, it's not a major snowstorm, but we've got the rain on top. So it's just going to be an ugly day. Stay with us. It's going to be one of those events where it's different throughout the hours of the day.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Puddles everywhere. Imagine 4 people trying to walk around. It's going to be a mess, but we've got a great weather department. They'll be all over it. We'll see you later.
Have a great night.